Hi class, let's take a look at example 5. In example 5, it's going to have, in terms of a graph, a similar behavior to 1 over x. So I'm just going to say let f of x equal to 1 over the square root of x. And then keep in mind that this one, you cannot have 0 or a negative value. So let me just rewrite it as x cannot equal 0 so that we don't accidentally plug in that point. And then as we actually get coordinate points, so this is y is equal to 1 divided by the square root of x. This will be x and y's. At 0 is not going to be defined. So at 1, we're going to have, well, technically y is equal to 1, so 1 comma 1. So let me provide the sketch here. So not defined at 0, so we're going to have an asymptote there. And I think we just need one more coordinate point. So this is 1, 1. That's the first point. And then plug in 2. So 2y is equal to 1 divided by the square root of 2. Please plug it in and see if we're matching. So 1 divided by the square root of 2, 0.71. Rounding to 2 decimals. So at 2, not to scale, but if that's 1, around there. Okay, so we have enough to provide the sketch. Keep in mind that this one's, let me actually extend the axis a little bit. Okay, so this is the behavior of this graph. And since it says 0, we're just basically looking at the first quadrant. And our function is going to do, whoops, we said it was 0.70. So it'll have this behavior to the right, and I missed it again. And then as it's coming from 0, it's going to be undefined. So we have to be careful on this one. And this is because, well, technically, that's the area that we're finding. And what we're actually looking on this one is to make sure that that value there quickly goes to 0 and it doesn't become unbounded. Unbounded means that the area, as well, your integral goes to, in this case, the asymptote becomes infinite. And it's not going all the way to the positive infinity. It's going to stop at 9. So technically that's 9, not to scale, but our actual functions is actually going to stop there. It's definitely not to scale, but I'm writing out of the margin of the paper. So it's just going to keep decreasing, and we're just looking at 9. So nothing past that. Okay, so as we evaluate this integral, we're going to be integrating technically from the values of as the limit goes to 0 from the positives. Okay, so just so we have it as a setup, it's going to actually be this formula. So as well, actually it's this one because it's not technically defined at, in this case, 0 or on the left. So we're going to be coming from the positives. So we can technically rewrite the integral, and let me just rewrite here the entire integral. So this is going to be equivalent, actually wait, let me write it as from 0 to 9 dx over the square root of x. It's going to be equivalent to, and in this case the problem is at 0, so this will be the limit as t approaches 0, but it's put from the positive. This is because your actual asymptote, it's actually at 0 or on the left. And then we're going to be rewriting it from t to actually 9, and this is still dx over the square root of x. So we're talking about this setup. So from, in this case, from t to b. So for us, it's going to be from t to 9. Okay, so just to make it easier, let me put the actual x on the top. So this is going to be the limit as t approaches 0 from the positives of the integral of, in this case, t to 9 of x to the negative 1/2 dx. And evaluating this integral, we're just going to have that this is the limit as t approaches 0 from the positives of the following value. So evaluating the integral, we're going to get just a x to the 1/2. So you're going to have x to the negative 1/2 plus 1 divided by negative 1/2 plus 1 evaluated at t and at 9. So this will just give us that this is equal to the actual limit as t approaches 0 from the positives. And for the actual x, well, we're just going to get x to the 1/2 divided by positive 1/2 evaluated from t to 9. But let me simplify it a little bit, one more step at least. So we're looking at, this is equivalent to the actual limit as t approaches 0 from the positives. And the actual integral will simplify to basically 2 if you invert multiply. So this will be 2x to the 1/2 evaluated from t to 9. Okay, so let me evaluate the integral. I mean the actual limit, and then we'll summarize it. So we still have that this is equal to the actual limit as t approaches 0 from the positives. And evaluating the limits of integration, it's going to give us, well, 2 square root of 9 minus 2 square root of t. Okay, so the first one is just going to be a constant, but let me break it apart. So we're looking at, this is equivalent to the limit as t approaches 0 from the positives. Of, well, 2 times 3, that's just a constant, minus the actual limit as t approaches 0 from the positives of 2 square root of t. And if you look at this limit in terms of a function, 2 square root of t, it's technically this function here. The negative is going to be at the bottom. So if you're looking at the negative, you're going to have this sort of an idea. So as it goes to 0, it's going to actually be 0. So technically the limit as t approaches 0 from the positives of negative 2 square root of t, it's equal to 0. So therefore, this actual limit goes to 0, and then our final answer is going to be simply 6. So rewriting the entire problem, and let me double check. This one actually converges. So our final answer it's going to be that the integral from 0 to 9 of dx over the square root of x is equal to the actual, well, actually here we already evaluated that. We can just rewrite it as this is equal to 6, or 6 units squared. It all depends on the context that they're talking about. If it says area, then yes, unit squared. If it just says evaluate the integral, well, in that case, the answer would be 6. And this one does converge. You are able to get the total area under the curve, even though it has an asymptote.